Source patching is one of Premiere Pro's most overlooked features, but it's incredibly powerful. It controls exactly where your video and audio land in the timeline when using insert or overwrite edits. It can even prevent audio or video from appearing in your timeline at all. Mastering source patching not only improves your organization and workflow, it's also the perfect first step to learn how to edit without a mouse. You'll find source patching controls in the far left column of the timeline panel. And these controls are directly linked to the media you've selected in the project panel or loaded into the source monitor. So take a look at your timeline. If the source patching column is empty, that means nothing is selected. In our case, we have V1 and A1 highlighted in the source patching column, and this is because we have a clip with both video and audio selected in our project panel. This shows that the clip is currently patched in to video track 1 and audio track 1. If I select a video only clip shown by this purple icon, then our source patching column doesn't show audio, but only video patched in to track 1. I'll once again select this clip with both video and audio, and I'm going to double click it to load it into the source monitor. Since this is for demonstration purposes only, I'm not going to really worry about being precise with this edit. I'm just going to quickly set an in point and an out point using I for in and O for out. Now I have a in and out range, and I'm ready to drop it into the timeline. If I use the insert function, you'll see that the clip lands on the tracks that were assigned through source patching. The source patching column is basically saying, hey, this is where the video and audio from your clip are going to land when you use the insert or overwrite function. So this eliminates the need to click and drag clips from the project panel or your source monitor directly into the timeline. I can also select a video only clip, and then you'll notice again that the source patching column has shifted from audio and video to only video now, because this clip only has video. And instead of loading this into the source monitor, I can use the insert shortcut directly from the project panel, and it will insert into track 1 in our timeline. So this is a small detail, but it gives you control, and it's really useful when organizing your edit. So say you're working on an interview, usually you want your core content, your A-roll, to sit on V1 and A1. Then your B-roll goes on V2 and maybe A2 if it has usable audio. And this is where source patching becomes incredibly helpful. So let's walk through that. In this example, I have all of my A-roll timed just the way I like it, and now it's ready for B-roll to cover all of these edits up. I'll double click a B-roll clip to load it into the source monitor, and our source patching is set to V1. But I don't want this clip landing on video track 1 because then it will insert or overwrite on my A-roll, my interview content. So instead, I can click and drag the V1 source patching icon up to video track 2. Instead of clicking and dragging, you could also just click on any one of these tracks, really, to where you want to patch in the video. So now, essentially what we're telling Premiere is to send V1 of this clip that's loaded into the source monitor to video track 2 in our timeline. Now with this setup, I can simply add in and out points to the portions of the clips that I want and use my overwrite shortcut to direct the B-roll clips into video track 2. Now, if you have B-roll with audio included, I don't have any at the moment in this B-roll folder, but let's just say my interview footage is going to be used as B-roll as well. Then you'll see that I have V1 and A1 highlighted in my source patching column. If I only want to bring in video and not audio, I can simply toggle source patching for audio 1 off, and then when I set in and out points for my B-roll with audio and hit overwrite, then only the video from this clip with both video and audio will show up in the timeline. Now I'm going to show you how to supercharge this workflow right after we talk about some common hiccups that source patching might be causing. One of the biggest issues people run into with source patching is missing audio or video after inserting a clip. If this happens, check the source patching column. The chances are that V1 or A1 is toggled off. Turn them back on and try again. So yes, this clip here has video and audio, and if I insert this clip, then only video is showing up. Well, I want audio too, but that's because source patching for audio 1 is turned off. I could turn it back on, hit insert, and both video and audio will show up. The same goes for video. If V1 is turned off for my source patching and I use the insert shortcut, then only audio is going to appear in my timeline. And that becomes a bit concerning for people who aren't aware of source patching. They think that their video is missing or audio is missing from their clip, but that's not the case. It's just source patching. Now, if source patching is turned off altogether, nothing's going to insert or overwrite. Even if you try to click and drag the clip into the timeline, your audio into the timeline, your video, nothing is going in there. So don't worry. First, take a look at your project panel. If it's a video only icon like here with this purple icon, that means there's only video in the clip. If there's video and audio, then you'll have a purple video icon and a green audio waveform icon. And again, you can see that this clip has video. If I click on this little waveform audio icon, it also has audio. So it wouldn't make any sense that the clip doesn't have video or audio, because it certainly does. So it's source patching that is the culprit. Turn it back on if you want to be able to click and drag clips back into the timeline. Something else to watch out for is to not confuse source patching with track targeting. They look nearly identical and sit close to each other, but they serve totally different purposes. Source patching tells Premiere where to place your incoming clip. Track targeting affects what gets selected and copied during timeline operations. If source patching isn't working how you expect, double check that you're not actually adjusting track targeting by mistake. It's very easy to mix up. Let's talk about supercharging this workflow. If you're someone who likes using keyboard shortcuts, you want to speed things up even more, this is the next level for source patching workflow. So let's say I'm continuing to work on placing a lot of B-roll. First, I patch video to track 2. Then, instead of double clicking to open in Source Monitor, I'm going to assign a shortcut for open in Source Monitor. So to do this, go to Edit, Keyboard Shortcuts. Then within the search bar, type in Open in Source or Project Panel, Open in Source Monitor, and then set a shortcut. And then while you're here, navigate back to the search menu and search for projects. Type in projects, scroll down a little bit, and in Window, Projects, set a shortcut. Once again, back to the search menu, type in Timelines, and set a shortcut. Now hit OK. These shortcuts, projects, and timelines allow you to quickly switch focus between your project panel and the timeline without using your mouse. If I hit my projects shortcut, you'll see that I've now put my project panel in focus. If I hit the timeline shortcut, I've now put my timeline in focus. So I can toggle between these two different panels quickly without using my mouse. So now with these shortcuts, I'll hit my project shortcut to highlight my project panel, and then use the arrow keys to navigate to the different clips that are in my B-roll folder. And it's also helpful to switch from list view to icon view. And first what I'm gonna do is open up the folder where all of my B-roll is contained, then navigate down to the second icon within the project panel to switch to icon view. And now I can use my arrow keys to navigate through these clips, and I can see visually what each clip is. I'll highlight a clip that I want to open in my source monitor. Without using my mouse, I can use my Open in Source Monitor shortcut to open the clip in the source monitor. I'll use my shuttle right, shuttle stop, and shuttle left keys to look through the clip to find the portion I want to use, set an in point for where I want to begin and an out point for where I want to end, then hit overwrite. The B-roll clip and its in and out range land into video track 2 of the timeline. And when I want to check how things are looking in the timeline, I can hit my timeline shortcut and navigate through that to check how it's going. Now this clip is cropped, so I'll have to fix that, but this shows you how you can quickly do this without using your mouse, only shortcuts. I'll hit my projects shortcut to get back to my B-roll, find the clip I want to use, open in source monitor shortcut, set my in and out points, overwrite, and then my timeline shortcut to preview that clip in the project edit. So I was able to achieve all of this without touching my mouse, only using shortcuts and in a step-by-step organized workflow. So source patching gives you control. You can tell Premiere Pro where you want your clips to go. It helps keep your timeline clean and your workflow efficient. So if you can take control of source patching, you can speed up your editing process. Give this a shot, see if you like it. You might have to stick to it for a bit until it settles in, but it's nice to have a tried and true workflow that you can stick to through every project. And let me know in the comments, have you used source patching before? Did you even know what it was before you watched this video? And what's your current go-to method for placing B-roll in the timeline? Thanks so much for watching, and if you want to learn more, be sure to check out the other videos on my YouTube channel. And if you want longer, in-depth classes with hands-on projects, check out my Skillshare page for that. Links are in the video description.